necessary for those who hadn't had a chance to prepare, or maybe just some kind of circumstance affected their life. And so there's no judgment if you have to take or use Medicaid as a way to take care of yourself. But if you don't have to, right? If you don't have to, and you can get ahead of it instead of buying dinner every weekend, $25 here and there, take $25 once a month and buy yourself some insurance. Yes, you guys can come in. Who locked it? Well, the back one's unlocked. The back one is unlocked. I unlocked this one. Yeah, sure. These kids, I'll tell you the truth. I can't. I can't. Let me mute. Ethan, I'm coming. I am on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, coming to you live. Again, my name is Myrtle October. I am the insurance lady, and I am the development director for Grow Your Nonprofit, as well a 215 insurance agent. And I just recently got my license as an insurance agent because I was working in the insurance industry for about 3.5 years. And what I saw on the back end, I did not like. I was very, very distraught with the fact that so many elderly, disabled, and veterans were struggling with the programs that the government is offering. Now, I don't have anything against it. It's such a blessing that there is funding. Like, don't get me wrong when I say that the funding is such a blessing, like for so many people. But what I want to say to the younger audience, people 40 and under, is get ready. Insure yourself now. Don't wait till you're at the other side of this where you have to rely on Medicaid. You have to rely on government assistance because it's a tumultuous situation when you're on that waiting list and you need services today. It's a bad situation for a lot of people calling into the AAA, checking and checking and checking in their list. They have not gone on the list yet to get that service. So Medicaid waiver in 1915 C program did emerge, and they found a way to allow people with Medicaid to be able to utilize such services as in-home care, as do some people who are able to pay those caregivers for those in-home cares. Now, the problem is that a lot of those payments are just supplemental bill paying. They're paying the caregivers $10, and I've seen even $12. But I mean, those payments are definitely not sufficient for daily living. So somebody has to give them a little extra money, whether it be a family member or someone. So getting in on long-term care early, getting in on insurance products early will protect you, will help you. So imagine getting cancer and you survive it. But even if you're surviving it, guess what? There is recuperation time. And in the meantime, you possibly cannot work at least the way you used to, even if you're able to continue to work. You got to imagine that you have to have some type of rest period. So if you have someone just hand you a $50,000 check because you had a diagnosis, that's huge. I mean, think about it this way. If you take the time now to look at what you currently have through your job, what you currently have through, say, okay, this is what we have, and this is what I still need. Our goal, we can't over insure you. You cannot be worth more debt. You cannot be worth more dead than alive. And so we do have to ask those questions, how it is usable by you and your family, and what would it mean if this or that happened. Accident insurance is also another type of term insurance where this insurance will allow you to be able to pay, um, to get paid, or your family get paid in the event of a life, loss of both hands, both feet, both eyes, in both eyes, and then half of that accidental coverage is available to you if you have the loss of one hand, one foot, or loss of sight in one eye. This, like I said yesterday, this is not a benefit that you would die from, but a low cost. Like I said, I'm giving away $2,000 to 3 people a day. And yesterday was awesome as well. So today again, I'm starting over because I can give out to 20,000 a month of this benefit. I don't have to, I can give you more than 2,000, but I'm working with people because the thing is, I know that some of you are not insured at all. Like, you're not insured at all. You don't have any specific thing. With accidental death and dismemberment, you don't even have to have a test to see if you qualify health wise. While you know that a lot of times insurance is one of those things where you do have to get a um, nurse to come out and visit you. You do have to have your information swabbed and sent to the Department of Health, and they check that and make sure that you qualify based on different things, right? So, what we don't want to do is wait. We don't want to wait till the last minute and wish you shoulda, coulda, woulda, or jars and bars and GoFundMe accounts. So I want to help people ahead of time. I want to help you ahead of time to get ahead of it because it is so important for you and your family to have something which will cover you and your family in the event of an emergency. Okay. This accidental death and dismemberment A71 policy also covers you in the event that you are in a car accident as a paying passenger of a plane, a train, or in like a Uber, okay, or a Lyft vehicle or a taxi. Okay. And if you are the driver, the same goes. There's doubled. Okay. So they double the amount, and the money just continues to increase if that accident happens in a certain way. So insurance, because like I said, lowest cost, highest value. Low cost, high value. You do want some, you don't want to break the bank, and you can always add as you increase. You can always add as you increase. See, the thing is, a lot of people, and I'm going to mute because I don't want to sneeze in you guys' ear. And this is so allergy season. Oh my gosh. We were at the park the other day, and my goodness, it is what it is, peeps. It is what it is. I am little my allergies are really trying me this morning. Anyways, what it is that you need and understand why you need it. There's a lot of people, you know, really questioning why insurance is important, why I need it, or not right now. There's no better day than today to begin that process because like I said, if you want to get it for your child 15 days and older, I'm sorry, yes, 15 days and older. And if you are, and this is not for the accidental death and dismemberment policy that I'm offering at no cost for $2,000 for 3 people. That is actually, you have to be 18 years or older and live in the state of Florida to receive that type of policy certificate. So just so you know, that particular one that I'm offering is only available to 18 years and older person living in the state of Florida. What also I want to say is that the policies that you can get your family insured starting at day 15 of a birth, okay? And then also 15-year-olds and older can get their own policy, their own whole life policy. And then we also have Head Start policies. Like I said, that one starts at 15 years old. But think about this. I wrote a policy, I want to say yesterday or day before, 50,000 for an 8-month-old baby. And that policy was only $22.75. He has great guaranteed insurability. Okay. And that means that no matter what his health is years from now, and when he starts to increase that coverage, they will not check him, or it will not be an issue. So any type of thing. And then when he turns 65, he never ever has to pay another premium. So imagine leaving that kind of blessing for your family. Imagine leaving something like that. And then, that person, your child, never having to pay another premium because their parents prepared. The same way we have to take care of our do things unless we have to do them, right? But we get, normal coverage, liability because we have to. We sometimes, unless we have to get full coverage because we purchased a car and we still owe money on it, we buy the full coverage because we have to, because it's cheaper. And yet we find ourselves spending money on all kinds of things that do not bring a return. So after 3 years, what you want to see is that there is an increase in your whole life policy. And also, this value is borrowable. Like you can borrow from that value and you don't have to pay it back. How it works is this: if in fact something did happen to you or your family member, and this money is needing to be used, this whole life and policy money needs to be used, they will take, say for example, you have $1,000 in a whole life policy, just to keep it like really simple numbers, and you take $500 out to get, say, your garage door put in. And then after you take that $500 out, to get your garage door in, no one's going to come to you and say, hey, give me back this money. What's going to happen is later on, if your money is needed and you have to have it, a claim written out to your insurance company, they will first take what is owed, which is the $500, and then give you $500. Does that make sense? If that makes sense to you, write that in the comments. In addition to that, I want you to go ahead and write anything that you would like to in the comments, just to make sure that your questions are being answered. If you have any future questions for when I jump on these lives, I would love for you to inbox me, let me know, so that way I can serve you and make sure that I am answering your questions, because this is no good if you don't need it, or if you feel like your questions aren't answered. So definitely my goal is to answer your questions and be a resource for you, so that way when you are ready to make those decisions, you can make educated decisions. So this is Myrtle October coming to you live. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, I'm working my hands off. These things really work. And as you age, you'll see, you may have to wear these if you were a typer, or if you do any kind of labor with your hands, you'll know that it doesn't even take medication. I find that these work just well. And I used to be embarrassed to wear them, but now I'm not, because I guess I'm just getting older and I really don't care what people think. I'm like, yes, this means I'm working my butt off and my hands off too. So we're working our butts and hands off. But let me just say this: if we don't prepare, we can do all that work. And then at the end of the day, when we can't work anymore the way we used to for whatever period of time, you and I will not be happy about that. Like, it's not going to look good for you if you're not prepared. And it's going to feel more stressful. Money helps us to not have that extra. Like, why add that thing when you don't need to? There's so many other things you're going to have to think about. Why add that? Why let that be the thing that's there as this, head, hedge over you, like looking down at you like, man, you can't pay your bills, or you got to rely on other people. Someone handing you 50,000 could change all of that. For critical illness, our critical illness is the best out there. Let me just say that any critical illness, heart attack, liver, any kind of situation that comes up and the doctor tells you that's a critical illness, and you have this information back to back. Now the cancer policy is different. It's a one-time thing. And I do believe it's renewable and convertible, but I know for sure that the critical illness, that's one where every critical illness you have, you can have 3 back to back, and we got to come hand you that 50,000 for each critical illness. And so imagine being able to have the money you need to take care of yourself in the middle of, God forbid, a stroke or some type of body issue that affects you. And I do have an appointment at 11 o'clock. This is Myrtle. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.